Hi there, this is Diana, and I was inspired to do this video after watching a couple of people's 10 things I won't miss about being fat. And it was funny because as I was watching the videos, I could relate to so many, and I guess it's because we all go through many of the same struggles. But here are mine 10 things I won't miss about being fat. First, number 10 is not having to buy clothes in the plus size section or in a plus size store. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Lane Bryant type of thing, but I'm really look forward to not having to shop there, not having to shop at the second floor of Macy's, of Dillard's, you know, that one little section that we have all the way in the back, you know, of the store. Type of thing, and just, you know, being able to try on different things, being able to go into any store, and, you know, even if it's the biggest size that they have, but just going into any store and picking up any cute thing that I'd like to try on. I mean, doesn't mean it's going to look good on me, doesn't mean my body or that it's cut for my body shape or style, but at least I'll have the opportunity to try it on. So that's really something that I think will be fun and exciting to do. Number 9, it's kind of a funny one. Number 9 is being able to go into like a public restroom type of thing and like not touching like the sides, or not touching like when you go to like, at least for me, like going into the restroom is fine sometimes, but then when you go to leave, when the door opens inwards, it's like you have to like maneuver yourself to try to get out, type of thing. Or like I said, just like when you go to sit, like I don't know about you guys, but I've never, even since I was little, I've never been able to like hover, pop squat type of thing. I always just kind of like made a like barrier teepee type of thing around, but like some restrooms are really like tight. So like, to me at least, like my thigh could like touch like the toilet holder or stuff like that, and I just look forward to like being able to go in, not touching anything, and being able to leave without having to like maneuver my way out of the restroom. So it's just, I mean, it's something silly, but I mean, it's in the little things, it's in the details, I guess, that your life changes. That's one of the good things about the surgery, is that your life will change as your body changes and what you're capable of doing, even going to the restroom without touching anything. Number 8, and it's silly, number 8, in the sense that like it's probably not happening, but it's just happening in my head, is feeling judged when ordering something like at a restaurant, or even like I actually have many vivid memories of like going out to eat with family, mostly my mom, and her, you know, like, oh, have you looked at the salads, or, you know, look at this grilled blah blah blah, and it's like, no, I want the fried you know, whatever it is. So just either feeling judgment from those at the table with me, or from the server, or anything like that, just because I guess, you know, in my head I think that people have preconceived notions of, oh, all overweight people eat unhealthy, and all overweight people make bad choices. So just not having that in the back of my head would be nice. Number 7, not having to estimate whether or not I fit in the booth, fit on a seat, or whether I'll break it, you know, break the plastic flimsy chair, or you know, just always having that in mind, you know, looking at my surroundings, what type of stuff they have, like tall bar stools. It's like, okay, having to lift myself and trying to get up as cute as I can onto the bar stool, you know. Going to some restaurants when they have like the arms rests on the side, you know, just thinking, you know, can I kind of plop myself in there, or just going to concerts, or you know, like games that have stadium like seating, and just being able to fit without feeling like I'm squishing myself and like making myself as small as I can, sitting kind of like this through it all. Another one, number 6, is looking around in my new surroundings to see if I'm the biggest person there, the biggest girl. And you know, when I was younger, you know, I remember, you know, when we would go, when I was in college and we would go out, looking around the club, you know, looking around the bar, am I the biggest girl here? I even do that. I've moved in the past 3 years. I've been in 2 different schools, and when you meet the faculty and staff, it's, you know, you kind of like, am I the biggest person here? Just type of thing. It's something that I've done, like when I was in school. You know, in a new class each semester in college, you know, am I the biggest girl here? Am I not? And not that somehow, whether I was or I wasn't, it didn't make the situation better or worse. But it was just something that I would always do. I'd just kind of scan the room and look to see who's around me, type of thing. But yeah, that'll be one good thing not to do anymore. Number 5. I mentioned it before in another video, is that I'm a girly girl. I like to dress feminine and stuff like that. But I guess my number 5 is not feeling like I have to get ready. Like you see, or you know, when you go out, you'll see all these, you know, thinner people. They'll go out, like they'll go to the gym, and then after the gym they'll go to the store, they'll go to the mall in their little yoga pants and a shirt type of thing, and I look at them, I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but like, let me tell you, after I work out, I don't want to go anywhere, and surely not going to be looking cute going anywhere after I work out. So I would never, and I never did, like after working out, go to the store. If I had to go to the store after I worked out, I would come home, take a shower, then go out, or I'd go run my errands first and then work out. If I need to do something quick in the morning, like run some errands in the morning, I will wake up, even if it's something early, I will wake up extra early, take a shower, and get ready before I go. I feel the need to have to be presentable, because I feel that a lot of people think that because you're overweight, because you're overweight, or anyone who's overweight, they just think that you're a slob, you're dirty, you have no self-worth, you know, you could care less about the way that you look or anything like that. So I always feel the need to have to leave the door ready, so that the first thing that they see is hopefully a well-dressed person who just happens to be overweight instead of an overweight person. So I would love to, and I don't know if I really would, just because it's in my personality, it's ingrained in me to leave the house dressed and appropriate for the occasion type of thing. But I don't feel like being overweight, I don't want to say the right to, because that sounds really exaggerating it, but I just don't feel like I can't, like I have that option. You know, I feel like I have to dress nice. So that's number 5. Number 4. Okay, so I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but I love to travel. And every time I travel, like flying travel, I always make sure to have the window seat. Because as you know, most of you guys know, it's like you get that window seat, and at least for me, I get in there and I want to be, and not only that, okay, so I buy the aisle seat, not the aisle, sorry, I buy the window seat, and then when when they go to board, you go in by sections. I make sure to get in that section, in whatever section I'm in, get in that section first, or at least be one of the first ones in, because I want to make sure that I get in the airplane, I'm able to put my carry-on on top, and I'm able to sit and suck it all in as hard as I can, and buckle it and sit there and not have to move. and I squish myself as close as I can to the window, and I pretty much sit like this the rest of the way, just trying to contain my fat so it doesn't touch the person next to me. And I still remember this one flight. I was coming back from New York, and I had to go pee so bad, and I was holding it for as long as I could because I didn't want to have to bother people to have to get up. And then finally, there was actually, thank goodness, that one flight there was no one in the middle, but the guy who was in the aisle, he got up to use the restroom, and then when he got up, I got up. Like when he was coming back from the restroom, I got up and I went to not bother him. And then, but again, when I came to sit down, I was like, okay, now how am I going to get the seatbelt on without, you know, fighting with the seatbelt to get it back on, type of thing. I've never had a seatbelt extender, mostly because I didn't know I could get one, let alone like ask for one or get one on my own. So it was always this fear of, will it click, will it not click? Always a fear of that. So not having that fear and just knowing that it'll click and that my fat won't be in someone's way, that'll be great. Along with flying, number 3 is it's how much I pack and what I pack. Whenever I travel, whether it's just for a couple of days or longer trips, I always take I always have a check in a bag and my carry-on. And you know, plus size clothes is big. Like one pant, like half of my one pant leg is the size of regular person's jean, an entire pant type of thing versus just the pant leg. So you know, our clothes takes up more room, so there's less room for other things. I always, in my carry-on, I always carry at least 3 to 4 days worth of clothes, bottoms and tops, and not to mention, I mean, most of my undies are in my carry-on because I figure, you know, they're not going to have plus size clothes, let alone plus size underwear. And my bras. It's like I usually have, my carry-on is usually full of clothes. And just being able to think, oh, if it gets lost or I get it delayed, it's okay because I can just pick something up from wherever I am. I mean, that would be great. And again, having more room in my suitcase to carry, you know, extra pairs of shoes or, you know, whatever trinkets I buy, versus having to make sure that I have enough clothes and, you know, making sure that I have multiple clothes for each day. Like when last summer I went to Aruba with my little sister, and I made sure I had 2 outfits per day because I knew it was going to be hot and I was going to be sweaty, and I didn't want to wear the same outfit twice because it was going to be hot and sweaty, and the last thing I want to do is be smell like sweat and smell dirty. So again, it goes back to the other fear of having to look nice and dress nice and smell nice and all of that. Number 1 is something that I've heard since I was little, was that I have a pretty face, but always followed by that, but I'd like to hear, you look pretty, period, the end, no but. And it doesn't really affect me much anymore, and I don't really hear it much anymore, mostly because I voiced my opinion to those people, therefore it stopped, type of thing. But just knowing that they're not thinking that anymore would be great. And I know it's only 10, but after I was writing down the 10 things, I came up with really I started on my list. So I guess it's like 1 bonus, or just the star, just overall, you know, what all these things come together as one type of thing is taking my life off of pause, being able to do whatever I want and not have to think. For example, when we went to when I went to Aruba, so I love the beach. And when I was little, and I have a picture of me when we went to the beach in El Salvador, I rode a horse on the beach, and that's something that I've always wanted to do again as an adult. Well, you can do that in Aruba, but there's a weight limit on the poor horse of, you know, how much you can weigh, and it's 180. When I went last year to Aruba, I was 280, 100 pounds heavier. So I couldn't do that. You know, I did other things. I went snorkeling, which I loved. I loved snorkeling. I can't wait to do it again. But again, I couldn't go horseback riding on the beach. You could do kayaking in the ocean. I've done kayaking before, and I think it's fun, but I couldn't imagine doing kayaking in the ocean because one, I didn't know if they'd have a kayak big enough for me. Two, I was thinking, okay, if I flip on the kayak, I'm not going to be able to lift myself up to get back on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift the kayak over, and then what the hell am I going to do? That's one example. Another thing is, about 2 summers ago, I went to Indonesia and to Singapore. One of the things that we were able to do is we were able to ride on an elephant. Now, logically, I know how much an elephant can carry. But I was still thinking, like, can the elephant hold me? Am I going to hurt the elephant? Has anybody as heavy as me ever gotten on the elephant? And I mean, while there, they were great. I mean, I got on, it was fun. I have so many pictures. It was a great experience, but I was ready to back out of that. I was honestly ready to back out of it because I didn't think that the elephant would be able to carry me. And that's you know, something that I know I have to work through myself, that yes, you know, at the weight that I'm currently at, there are limitations to what I can do, but again, the one thing I can't wait is for my life not to be on pause anymore, for me not to have those limitations, and the only limitations that there will be those that I set for myself, those mental limitations that I set for myself versus the physical and actual limitations to something that I can do. I think I mentioned it in my first video that I want to go to Europe, and it's on my bucket list, and I can't wait to go. And even though I've gone to, like I said, Aruba, Indonesia, Singapore, El Salvador, I've gone to New York, I hope to go to California this summer, I've put off going to Europe, specifically Italy, because Italy and France and a couple of other places, but anyways, going to Europe, I've put that off because I know what I want. I want to be able to go into a little boutique and see a dress, see a shirt, see a skirt, and be able to confidently buy it because it fits me. In all my travels, what do I end up buying? Scarves, earrings, well, accessories, little trinkets. That's what I come back with. And I guess, I mean, like, I'm looking at myself, I'm like, I have accessories because that's what I can buy. It's in my size. No matter what, earrings are going to fit, you know, my ears, no matter how much I weigh. So I mean, like when I went to Indonesia, there were so much cute clothes with beautiful prints, but the biggest size they make is an extra large, and extra large is like a small large type of thing, so nothing fit. They don't make 2X over there. So just being able to travel and being able to buy whatever I want and not feeling like there's a limitation on what I can not just buy, but what I can do and where I can go. When we went again on a trip to Indonesia, it's the biggest Buddhist temple in all of Asia, I believe, not the world. And we had to climb all these stairs. Mind you, it was nothing like Machu Picchu or anything like that. It was still a whole lot of stairs, you guys. It's huge. And I remember looking up and being like, am I going to make it to the top? And I did. And I was so proud of myself. And my older sister was there with me, and she's stick skinny. She has 2 kids, and she's still stick skinny. And like, I don't really think she understood how awesome it felt for me to go up all those stairs and not be completely winded, needing like oxygen type of thing like I thought I would. No, we didn't like, you know, sprint it all the way up, and we would take, we would walk around between each level. But I mean, those stairs were like pretty straight up type of thing with like, you had to go up, and they said on there, if you can't physically do it, don't attempt it. So just being able to do more of that stuff, and having confidence in myself that I will be able to do it, and that my body will no longer be a limitation. So those are the things I will not miss after I lose the weight and I'm no longer fat. So if you guys watched this long, thank you so much. Send you guys much love. Till next time. Bye.